From the National Newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm Rob Westgate. Over 150 flights with WestJet are being cancelled this morning, with even more possible after unionized aircraft mechanics hit the picket lines Friday night. The job action caught the company and government officials by surprise because just a day prior, both parties were directed into binding arbitration. The airline says the cancellations will impact approximately 20,000 guests, and finding other options to accommodate the affected will be difficult. Airline officials also say they have again asked for immediate intervention by the federal labor minister and the Canada Industrial Relations Board. Just a few more days, Calgary officials are telling city residents to keep up with water conservation efforts. Water restrictions could be lifted as soon as Monday if testing on the pipe replacement for a ruptured water main goes well. But for now, Mayor Jody Gondek says she is counting on Calgarians to stay the course with the current restrictions. On Thursday, the daily threshold needed to maintain water service was surpassed. A Toronto Liberal MP says Prime Minister Justin Trudeau should take the question about his future as the leader to the party members. Calls for Trudeau's resignation intensified Monday when the Liberals lost a Toronto stronghold to the Conservatives in a by-election. Nathaniel Erskine-Smith says Trudeau has earned the right to prove that he should stay on as leader, but there is one clear way to answer that question once and for all.
Let's have members, activists, organizers, and grassroots donors across this country decide. That's what I would do if I was the Prime Minister. Rally the troops. Tell us why you want it and what comes next. Put it to the members.
Several cabinet ministers and MPs have come out publicly backing the Prime Minister this week. But on Friday, New Brunswick Liberal MP Wayne Long wrote in an email to caucus that he thinks it's time for a change. On the international stage, the UN Security Council has been presented with evidence of North Korean missiles being used in Ukraine.
In January 2024,
Jonah Leff, executive director of Conflict Armament Research, offered a detailed analysis of remnants of a ballistic missile that struck Kharkiv on January 2nd.
CAR documented the missile's rocket motor, its tail section.
Showing the council photos of the remnants, he said they had unique features indicating it was manufactured in North Korea last year. Leff says the evidence
irrefutably establishes that the missile fired on Kharkiv was indeed of DPRK origin.
The U.S. and its Western allies accused North Korea and Russia of violating a UN embargo on arms exports from the DPRK. Russia dismissed the accusations as baseless. Ben Thomas, Washington.
And the far-right Alternative for Germany party is holding a convention this weekend in the western city of Essen. Large-scale protests against the party are taking place, with some demonstrators trying to block roads or clash with police. This is the Canadian Press. In sports, for the second straight year, a player from North Vancouver was selected first overall at the NHL's entry draft. This year it was 18-year-old Macklin Celebrini, who was picked by the San Jose Sharks. Connor Bedard was selected first overall last year by the Chicago Blackhawks. Canada, the U.S., Sweden, and Finland have all named their first 6 players for the NHL's Four Nations Face-Off, which takes place in February, a precursor tournament ahead of the 2026 Olympics. The visiting Montreal Alouettes defeated the Toronto Argonauts 30-20 in a battle of unbeaten CFL teams. Toronto has slipped now to 2-1, having its home unbeaten streak snapped at 11 games. And the New York Yankees snapped a season-worst 4-game losing streak with a 16-5 rout of the Toronto Blue Jays. Slugger Aaron Judge had 3 hits and drove in a pair for the Yankees, who banged out 18 hits. From the Canadian Press, I'm Rob Westgate.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. For more of today's top stories, visit thecanadianpressnews.ca.